Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is not going to be your normal episode of Skatin' Place. We're going to dedicate this show in the loving memory of Miss Regina Lovings, one of our friends that skate out in Golden Gate Park during the Thanksgiving holiday. She was reported kidnapped, and I find it very difficult to talk about this, but Ressa says it best. I hear you. Ladies and gentlemen, what we're going to do is take the news footage that was collected during this time. We're going to show it to all you people that didn't get a chance to check it out. But whatever you do, please remember, this is not going to be one of our normal shows. Everybody's all happy and cheery and having a good old time. This is going to be one of those shows where you need your napkins and your tissues out because you will shed some tears. Even people who have never met Regina, even people who have never skated before, people watching this today, it is going to be a very sad thing to watch. If you have anybody you've ever cared about, you're going to get into this story. So kick back, get prepared. You might not even want to check this out. But I'm obligated to do this. I'm doing this for my friend. I want you to check this out. This entire show is dedicated to my friend right there, Regina Lovings. Kick back and relax. Skatin' Place is coming up next. What's up, everybody out there in TV land? This is D, that's me, coming at you from the living room. Just as we do every Monday night, 8:30 p.m. We are coming at you from Golden Gate Park. You're looking at the end of the day where we have had a memorial service for our friend, Regina Lovings. She is a skater that has been coming out to the park for a lot of years, about 15 or so. Her brother Derrick, and some of the other skaters from Oakland would come to the park every Sunday, set up a blanket, and have a good time, just like you see us having right here. We are using this day to remember her, and we're going to use this show to bring you the information, what exactly happened to her. Very sad story. So I find it very difficult sitting here just narrating this, but I'm going to do the best that I can. Here's what we're going to do. We have taken the news clippings that pretty much document the story. We're going to do this up a little better as we go forward. But we only have 28 minutes and 30 seconds, and we want to at least do something to give the public the general idea of what happens, to bring some reality to the world that we live in. You see, we have a lot of fun here all the time. We deal with sunshine and you know, blue skies and music and friendship and love. That's what we deal with at 6th Avenue. Check out Mark. Got his new skates on. Check him out. He's having a good time. These are the things that we deal with in Golden Gate Park. But you know what? The good comes the bad. There's always going to be some bad times. And we have to face up with them too, because you just can't ignore life. You can't just sit here and act like things aren't happening. Me, I'm the type of person that gets out and does things, you know. I don't just sit back and say, hey, I think we ought to do this. I go out and do something about it, and that's a part of the story too. So, folks, here we go. We're going to start off with what happened. You come home from work. You come home from skating. You turn on the news. You check it out. And you see something like this.
Help in finding a 38-year-old woman who's missing and feared kidnapped. Police say Regina Lovings was last seen on Thursday. She didn't show up for work on Friday morning. She is a staff supervisor at Oakland's Kaiser Hospital. Concerned police say her disappearance is similar to 2 other recent abductions in San Francisco. Regina Lovings is a black woman, 5 feet 5 inches tall, 130 pounds, with brown hair and brown eyes.
That news sent shockwaves throughout the skate world. A lot of people were upset. People started calling, trying to figure out what they could do. This was the next couple of days. They found her car. Check it out.
It took a strange twist today with the arrest of 2 homeless people with some of her property in their possession. 39-year-old Regina Lovings was reported missing Friday after she failed to show up for work at Oakland's Kaiser Permanente. Last night, her car was found on Golden Gate Avenue in San Francisco, and a short while later, 2 people were arrested after they used one of Lovings' credit cards at this Cala Market near Golden Gate Park. But police believe the Transients found the property and did not steal it from Lovings.
We're satisfied right now, unless some other information or other evidence surface, that they do not have knowledge of her disappearance or that they're related with any other crime that's related to Regina.
Lovings had been scheduled back at work today following a brief vacation. Her friends say she is not the type of person who would leave without telling anyone.
Police and family baffled for nearly a week now. But as Kat Sadler tells us, the people who call themselves her Skatin family are now joining in the search.
Skater Dave Miles isn't taking the disappearance of a friend sitting down. He's hitting the pavement.
This has to have a happy ending. And, you know, if all we can do is put out flyers, get the word out, then that's what we're going to do.
Yesterday, that's exactly what Miles and other San Francisco skaters did. They began printing and posting thousands of flyers bearing the picture of 39-year-old Regina Lovings. The Oakland woman has been listed as missing since she failed to show up for work nearly a week ago. Miles says Lovings was part of a community of avid skaters who met in Golden Gate Park every week.
Right there by the leaning tree, they sit there every Sunday, pull out a big blanket, skate around in a circle, and we play James Brown, you know.
San Francisco police found the missing woman's car yesterday and arrested 2 homeless people who allegedly used her credit card, but they don't believe the 2 people are involved in her disappearance.
We're going to put this every place where there's a flat surface we can put them on. Right. I appreciate it, man. Right.
Besides putting out the word himself, Miles says his phone has been ringing off the hook with concerned friends offering to help. But without clues or any other signs, hope is the only thing those who know her may have to offer.
It's Thanksgiving. This would be the perfect time for her to come walking back saying, hey, I'm back, I'm okay. That would be the very best thing.
Oakland police are currently running tests on Lovings' car in hopes it may yield some clues to her disappearance.
That next day, I went out to Golden Gate Park, and I saw a bunch of trucks and stuff parked right on the surface you see right there. They had the rescue squad, they had the dog search team, they had everything going on. It seems that the search for Regina had intensified. They were looking for her in Golden Gate Park. Come to find out, her car was originally parked by the park. Check it out.
11 days, but suddenly the search for Oakland resident Regina Lovings has intensified and shifted to Golden Gate Park. Nightbeat's Nikki Jackson is in the park tonight and has late details for us. Nikki.
Pam, investigators combed this area for several hours this morning. They came here to Golden Gate Park because this is where Regina Lovings hung out. Right up there on that hill, next to that crooked tree you see there, she would put her blanket down every Sunday for the last 15 years. She came here to be with her friends, to rollerblade. While no one knows where Regina Lovings is, one thing is certain, the missing 38-year-old is much loved.
She never had anything bad to say about anybody, you know.
David Miles has known Regina Lovings for 15 years. That's how long she's been dance skating at Golden Gate Park. Now her skating friends are trying to figure out what they can do to help find their friend.
I got the flyers here today. Every person needs to take this and put them anywhere you can.
Regina also works at Kaiser's Oakland Hospital. Oakland police are keeping co-workers up to date on the case.
We have few clues and few leads as to where she may be, and we're doing everything we can to find her.
Investigators do know more about how Regina's car ended up near San Francisco's Civic Center Plaza. Police say the green Saturn was initially parked on Haight Street near Golden Gate Park. Last week, police arrested a homeless couple who used Regina's credit card at Cala Foods on Stanton Street. The couple say the car window was open and Regina's purse was on the front seat.
The key to the car was there also. A third party said, well, since we have this car, I'm going to go sell it. And he allegedly drove it away. That's how it ended up down at Civic Center Plaza.
I'm just really scared now. I mean, I was in the beginning, but each day that goes by just makes me more scared.
Regina's skating friends are frightened, too. They plan to put their worry to good use.
Why don't we organize a crosstown skate and, like, try and get one of these on every block and San Francisco.
Are asking for people to give information if they saw anything on that night. Let's just be specific and ask for it rather than just say, did you see this person?
This picture makes her face look a little wider than it is. Her face is a little narrower normally, and her hair is not necessarily that wild. It's more long towards the shoulders, and she may not be wearing the glasses.
This has to have a happy ending. We got to really do our part.
Regina's skating friends are also considering actually walking this entire park. I'm told that there are some 300 members in her skating club. Pam, back to you.
All right, thank you, Nikki. By the way, Regina Lovings' friends and co-workers have said all along that it would be completely out of character for her to disappear on her own.
We had flyers on every corner. We had them downtown, uptown. We had them all over the park. We had them in the Haight-Ashbury. We were out there in the rain putting up flyers. It was raining. But we had to do something. So that's what we did. We did everything that we could to help find Regina, our friend. But right now we're at the 11-day mark. By 13, we were beginning to get the sad news. So skaters, you might want to hug your kid now. You might want to, get prepared, because this is the sad ending that came about while we had all our hopes up that something happy was going to happen. Check it out.
It is the news no one wanted to hear. A body is found inside a missing Oakland woman's home, and someone close to her is under arrest. 2 weeks after she disappeared and following a massive search, what is apparently the body of 38-year-old Regina Lovings of Oakland was found late today in the basement of her own home. A family member is under arrest, booked on suspicion of murder. Twee Vu is in Oakland tonight and begins tonight's coverage. Twee.
Leslie, police discovered that body in the basement at about 4 this afternoon. They have booked her older brother, Derrick, for the murder. The mystery seems to have been solved by chance. Police first arrested Derrick Lovings yesterday here at the house on an outstanding drunk driving warrant.
At that time, he made some admissions to his involvement regarding the homicide of Mrs. Lovings. Based on information obtained during that interview, we obtained a warrant and served it on her residence.
Regina Lovings was reported missing on November 20th. The body found today, police say, was wrapped in plastic bags and had apparently been there since the 20th. Police say they had searched the house twice before, but did not look in the basement.
The information that we had obtained, apparently that basement had been closed for such a long time. Nobody's been in there. So at that particular time, no, there wasn't a search of the basement.
Police are not releasing information on how Lovings died, but sources tell the 10 o'clock news there is evidence of a struggle in the kitchen of the home where Lovings apparently lived with her brother. Police are also not releasing any information on a motive. Neighbors and friends, though, say the two siblings argued over the rights to the triplex building where they lived, a building that was once owned by their mother, who's now deceased. Co-workers note Regina Lovings sometimes complained about her brother.
She didn't mention any arguments that they were having. It's just that she wasn't very happy with him being unemployed and things like that.
I don't believe that he could do that. Derrick, what I know of Derrick is a very sweet person, and he loves his sister. He's very protective of his sister.
Friends and co-workers have been posting flyers and waging a campaign to find Lovings ever since her disappearance. Tonight, one co-worker says she suspected the brother from almost the beginning. She says she stopped by Regina's house after her disappearance and ran into the brother.
To me, if somebody was missing in my family, I would have been really, upset, but he didn't seem that way. He was real kind of nervous, and
What made you think he was nervous?
Because he was sweating. He was sweating, and it was not a warm day.
Coroners removed the body from Lovings' home at about 6:30 this evening. The coroner's office says it won't begin an autopsy or make a positive identification until tomorrow. Leslie?
Okay, Twee, thank you.
Disappeared police found a body believed to be Regina Lovings in the sealed basement of her Oakland home. The tip came from Lovings' brother.
41-year-old Derrick Lovings, arrested Wednesday on an outstanding drunk driving warrant. He reportedly confessed to his younger sister's murder.
At that time, he made some admissions to his involvement regarding the homicide of Mrs. Lovings.
Sources tell News Center 4 Derrick Lovings told police he had an argument with Regina that turned violent. Her body was reportedly hidden, covered in plastic bags in the basement of her apartment building. Oakland police searched Lovings' apartment before, but never opened the sealed-off basement area.
She would do anything for that man. She'd do anything for her brother.
David Miles rollerbladed with both Regina and Derrick, described as a transient with drug and alcohol problems.
Derrick was going down a real deep slide. Drugs and alcohol, it's not reality. You know, you do things without thinking.
But a relative doubts Derrick would kill his sister.
I don't believe that he could do that. Derrick, what I know of Derrick is a very sweet person, and he loves his sister.
Lovings' co-workers at Kaiser Hospital learned of her death just moments before a candlelight vigil. It was originally intended as a gathering of hope for her safe return.
I feel awful. I feel terrible. I mean, Regina is such a wonderful, wonderful, loving person.
I've lost a friend, a sister, a coworker, someone that I shared a lot with.
A dear member of my family is gone and been violated and taken away from us unfairly.
Now, police evidence technicians are out here tonight trying to gather more evidence in this case. They have little doubt that the body found here is, in fact, Regina Lovings, but they are awaiting positive identification tomorrow, Pam, when an autopsy is expected to be performed. And at that point, we also hope to learn a cause of death. Back to you.
All right. Thank you, Laura, for that report. By the way, Derrick Lovings is in jail tonight. He is held on suspicion of murder and is awaiting a court appearance.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we could have followed this story for a million years, and I never, ever, ever would have came up with this ending. You know, we tried to find Derrick and talk to him. We might have found this out a lot sooner. But that's not how it happened. How it happened is how you saw it. Now, that's not the end of the story. Although I know a lot of you wish that it would be. It's not the end of the story. There is more to it than just that. You see, Derrick's going to have to go through the process, the legal process, you know, plea, guilty, not guilty, capital murder, manslaughter. I mean, this is the most difficult show I've ever put together, so y'all bear with me here. I wanted to see what he would do in court. I just had to go, along with some other people, Jamal included. We went to court to see what happened, and it was some fireworks and very much justified. Check it out. This is what went down in court.
For Derrick Lovings, but the first time his sister's friends have come face to face with him since he's been accused of her murder. Police say the 41-year-old Lovings confessed to killing his sister, 38-year-old Regina Lovings, last month. Neighbors say he was upset that she had inherited the family home from their mother. In the courtroom today, the judge expressed sympathy to the victim's friends, but warned they could face jail time if another emotional outburst occurs.
Please respect this courtroom. Yes, please respect this court.
Gina was loved. You know, people was upset about what happened. You know, Gina was my friend for 22 years, you know.
I did not interpret anything they said as threats. They're just very hurt. So it's understandable how they're feeling.
Derrick Lovings did not enter a plea today. He'll be back in court later this month. In Oakland, Carolyn Tyler, ABC 7 News.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's about it. Of course, there's lots more to the story because we have the ceremony in the park. We also have people at Kaiser Permanente that had a ceremony that you want to see. But we're going to have to shift gears next week because we're going to be coming live. So get your pencil and paper ready. And come on into the live show next Monday. And then the following Monday, we will follow up on the rest of this show, Regina Lovings, and bring some closure to this for all of you out there. So we hope you liked our show. This D, that's me, coming at you from the living room. We'll see you next week.